Well, welcome. Here we are once again for our Monday night hangout. I gotta sweep the floor. And let me post this in the forum. All right, we're posted up in the forum. Come in if you dare. Good evening, Roy. Hopefully somebody will come along quickly because I can't carry the conversation by myself. I'm gonna glue this wing together tonight while we're waiting. I was gonna make a video out of it, but everybody has seen this done a million times. I mean, I've done all this shit so many times, it's ridiculous. And I always hit that. I got to end up picking it up. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot to enable the waiting room because we don't want any goofballs coming in. So I got to do that. And play a sound. Come on now. So we go here. There's Gary Sinclair. Hey, Gary.
Hi.
More. Oh, we got to, let's see, participants. There we are. And we go there, play a sound, and enable the waiting room. Okay, so the waiting room and the sounds are on. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with this camera, but I guess it's time for a new one. I can't get it to focus. It's like I'm always looking for it to focus. Let's see here. Where is that wax paper? Oh, there it is. Well, I wonder who's going to be the next in beside you.
Oh, I thought I heard a little ding dong there, but
Nope.
yeah.
Nope. Well, where the hell?
And, and that's time you lay something down, and where did that go? Where'd they go?
Well, I'm not very organized, as you can see. Oh, thank you for these.
Oh, okay, you got them. All right, I'm glad you got them. Okay.
Yeah, I love these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob Evans sells them in our neighborhood here.
Yeah.
That's where I get them.
Well, if they cost too much, don't get them.
That's all right. If you like them, that's pretty good. I got it because of the box, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, with YouTube, you can go back on there and find him and watch him paint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have. A lot of talented people on YouTube.
yeah, there is.
I wish I was one of them. I can't play guitar, sing a note. Now there's a ding ding.
Okay.
Steve Smith. There's another one. Bob Hunt.
For Steve,
Oh, Gary. Hello, Bob.
hi. You get your calendar, Steve?
I did.
Okay.
It's really good. I like it.
I
Oh,
didn't
Bob.
I didn't get mine yet.
You haven't got it yet. I'll just have to send you another one.
Well, hey,
Got lost or something, probably.
yeah.
It'll show up.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky,
Hey, what?
I didn't get you a strike, did I?
No.
Good. I felt bad about that. It was brain fade.
No, it was only Ed Waskey that got it because I guess it was NFL and not college ball.
And not what?
College ball. Yours was college ball, and the other was NFL.
Hmm.
The NFL had no sense of humor.
Hmm. Well, it was only on there for about 2 seconds. So,
Yeah.
what you making?
I'm gonna glue these two wing halves together.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Mr. Stephen, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
We went to Oklahoma City Saturday and flew some rubber band airplanes with the boys over there. There's one guy had these. Is it F1D, the little ones that fly so slow for so long?
The microfilm?
Microfilm
Okay.
stuff. Oh, they are so cool. I can assure you I'm not qualified to have one of those. Man, that was awesome. The props alone, Bob, are unbelievably intricate.
Yeah, I have a few friends that have been on the world team for that. Denny Demina and Johnny Triolo. I think they're both gone now. Johnny Triolo was Larry Scarinzi's next door neighbor.
Oh, I'll be darned.
He was a microfilm, master.
Sure.
And I guess Danny Demina, also from the Union Club, I think he went over and flew in the salt mines in Romania. That's where
Yeah.
down in the deep salt months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think they're going to Utah this summer. I think's right.
Mhm.
Moscow, Utah. Does that sound right? I'm not
Could-
sure I know what I'm talking about, but
Could be.
I think that's right. Well, it was interesting watching it fly and talking to him, and that's a trimming nightmare too.
Yeah. Years ago they did a trip. My dad was, into some of that stuff back then, not the microfilm, but free flight. But they used to fly at the Lakehurst hangars in New Jersey.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
The blimp hangars.
Yes.
And in there, you could have weather inside the hangar.
That's
It
right.
would cloud up and rain inside the hangar. So back in the early days of this, they wanted to make these things fly as long as they could, but they wanted to get some altitude, and they wanted to do it without overpowering it, hitting the ceiling. So what they would do is they put some acetone, or on the was it acetone? No, what was it? Something that evaporated.
Ether, probably ether.
No, it was some kind of substance that would evaporate. So they put it on a little shelf on the nose to weight
Carbon
the nose.
tetrachloride.
Whatever it was, they put it on the little shelf on the nose of the airplane, and they launch it, and that would prevent it from climbing so high. Initially, it would prevent it from just scooting,
Getting there too quick.
getting there too quick. And by the time the stuff evaporated, the airplane was right at the top of the blimp hangar. It evaporated, then it changed trim and would fly around,
I'll be darned.
and they outlawed that.
That's part of the trick on that is to get them where they climb right, and then they glide correct.
And then
That's not all easy.
And then they cruise, have cruise.
And they cruise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty amazing stuff.
It-
Well
Anything
beyond,
to prevent you from having fun, Joe.
well beyond my pay grade.
Oh, the $5 ones are, but I can fly the little other ones. I can fly P-18s and P-24s and some of that stuff. I can make that work good. But those things that he had, there's 3 adjustments on the prop: how much max torque, how long it stayed at max torque, and then minimum not angle deflection.
Yeah.
Then if it got certain time, it go to less pitch and go to a little more RPM to get the rubber band and
Yeah.
stay in there longer and all that's.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the traveling boxes they have to build for those things?
They're beautiful. I mean, those are pieces of art.
Yeah, prevent them from getting damaged under.
They're beautiful. Oh my goodness. It was just, I couldn't even handle that stuff, man. You walk with it going 1 mile an hour,
Those things are almost as light as some of my stunt ships.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't
Wait.
know the rules, but they're incredible. And the
How
piece of
many-
rubber band they go by weight.
Yeah.
A certain weight of the rubber band. You can have whatever you want length, but it's got to weigh this much.
Yeah.
Oh my
Or how
goodness.
many flights you get on one?
I don't know. I do not know. He broke several.
You ever watch how they make the microfilm? They pour the solution
Yes.
into a tub, and then it forms a film, and how they compute the size of the tub versus how much they put in, so they know what the thickness of the film is. And then they take a frame and slide under it very slowly and carefully and pick it up, and that picks up the film onto a frame, and then they lower it onto the wing or tail or whatever.
Whatever. Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Howard looks like he's in a dungeon.
No, 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 it's not a dungeon, really.
Pay your electric bill.
Yeah.
You're imitating Lon Chaney.
Hmm.
Man of 1,000 jokes.
That's good.
Remember Lon Chaney was man of 1,000 faces?
Mm-hmm.
So what's new, Howard?
Let's see what's new. I'm trying to streamline my control geometry program. and replacing the stupid stuff with other stuff, but I'm not smart enough. Apparently
I was interested in what you had to say on Friday about the straight up and down horns being.
yeah, you can make them work just as well as the bent forward ones.
Well, it makes sense because we used them for years and years and years, and we never knew, we never saw any deficiency. And when I went to the ones that were slanted either direction to match the, make a 90 degree to the push rod, I never saw an appreciative increase in performance or feel. I just did it because it made more sense to me.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing to do if you without further analysis.
Yeah.
But you can make them symmetrical either way. Make the response symmetrical either way.
Mm-hmm.
Horn. Instead of being square, the horn will be like that.
Yeah, the main thing you can do to make it symmetrical is to skew the
Like this.
output from the bell crank.
Yeah, you mount your bell cranks at an angle, right? So they have more of a straight line instead of having the angle in the push rod.
I'm sorry, what?
When you mount your bell crank, let's say the center line of the wing, it's not on the center line of the wing, it's more like this, right?
Only if you gotta avoid stuff. That doesn't seem to matter much, except it's causing me difficulty in trying to model now.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
Make the lead out room.
Yeah.
If you make a gear block in the front tilt, it's going to be even worse.
That's right. You got to be able to clear that.
Clear that block.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a program that runs a few milliseconds faster now if you want to use it to make your control symmetric.
I'd like to, if you feel like sending it to me, I'd like to see it. I have the other one saved, when I want to.
Oh, yeah,
Excuse me.
it's not finished yet, and initially it won't do anything different. It'll just run just a little bit faster. But my plan is to put in bent bell cranks and other stuff.
Bent bell cranks?
Yeah, the self-centering bell crank.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's above my pay scale too.
I've
laid in bed and ciphered on that.
Yeah.
The yaw of the airplane ought to have something to do with that.
I can't, it doesn't look like it's a good idea, but the Yatsenko airplanes have that.
Adam Easton's used it for years.
Yeah, and so it bears looking into, I think. Wonder why it works, if it does.
Centrifugal force.
Well, yeah.
What else can make it go? I'm being silly, but I'm pretty serious.
Oh yeah.
Centrifugal force, what makes all that work?
Well,
Take it away and see how you can control your airplane.
Well, if you don't have centrifugal force, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
You can't control the airplane.
Can't fly stunt because you can't deflect the bell crank.
That's right.
My thinking is, I designed a new control system, then gave up on it because of the complexity, and I just decided I didn't need it for various reasons. But I was thinking about it that when the airplane is flying level, let's say, and you want to have equal pull on both wires when you're flying dead level, I would think. And if you move the lead outs, that's going to change.
Why?
Is that right? I mean, the amount of
move them.
Because the airplane would rock, and it gives control input, but the line tension, the line should be the same once it gets stabilized. To me,
explain to us, Howard. Explain to us.
I was just looking at Joe's hand. It looked really funny. Then I realized his thumb was kind of tucked under.
Yeah, making that's the airplane.
I didn't see it, so
I don't know.
Y'all start making airplane sounds, I'm gonna worry about you.
Where's Joe's thumb? But I figured that out. I saw it. Yeah, it was there. I don't understand what you're saying? Because, well, I got distracted, I guess.
On me or Bob?
I was going to try to make a
I forget.
adjustable inside the airplane so that when the controls are level, you could adjust the bell crank to get it so that it's not more pull on one arm than the other.
Well,
A quick drive between the bell crank and the flap horn adjustable, so you can adjust the position of the bell crank.
I
got
think the reason to have that push rod adjustable is if your geometry is wrong, you might accidentally make it more right. But why don't you just make it right in the first place, and you won't have that problem?
Well, yeah, that obviously you try to do that.
well, so why don't you?
Well,
as for having equal,
I don't know if I've ever had a problem. I wanted to make something I could experiment with to see if there was a difference.
Well, okay, I think you can figure out what to do and then do it, and then you wouldn't need
to me, if the lead outs don't have the same pressure, that airplane's going to be climbing or diving.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought.
Choose. It's going to be doing one or the other. That's the only option there is.
Well,
if the lines aren't exactly equal, it's going to be climbing or diving.
Yeah, the
Or
arms.
you're going to be holding pressure to overcome a flap issue, elevator issue.
The arms on the bell crank are the same length and in a straight line with the center, and on a. The only differential tension you have ought to be from the hinge moment of the control surfaces.
Or the flaps being up or down, or elevator.
In neutral, you shouldn't have any differential tension.
Very good. Use if you're flying long
right all these years,
and you're holding a little down or a little up. That tells me I got a flapper elevator issues not in line.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Elevator flap neutraling is one thing, but I'm like you, Joe. I was thinking about the pressure on one line versus another. I don't know. It just I don't have enough math in me to understand.
Me neither. I lay in bed thinking about these things.
The wires.
I like to have Howard's programs to set these things up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have to have the same pressure on each line going out to the airplane? Now, whether it's neutral or not, that's another matter, but it has to be that the pressure has to be equal between the lines, because that's the only thing holding the airplane.
Yeah, but you got aerodynamical pressure on the flaps and elevator. One got to go up.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about. That's a different thing.
There's that, but they shouldn't. In neutral, there shouldn't be any.
Okay.
No, it should be equal.
There might be. But
well, that saves me a whole lot of work in an experimental control system.
Yeah. If I was going to experiment with something like that, I'd have to do it with a sheet winged airplane or something that I could get to the control. Even a built-up fuselage that you could lift the top off and get to the bell crank right there.
Oh, I can do that.
Well, my new airplane's like that. I'm designing an extra 300 XLS.
If you got to take apart.
Yeah.
You guys are all so much better builders than me. I take great pains to wrestle the bell crank movement. So half inch or 3/4 inch movement each way gives me the same degrees on the flaps. And you can get that right if you got enough adjustment. You can find that. But if
I'll tell you what I'll do, Joe.
This angle's off, it makes it almost impossible. But you can chase that. But then you get that one right to go with the elevator. That whole angle's another problem. I've never got it within 26 up and 23 or 4 down, or 28 and 27,
You need Howard's program.
Yes, that's right.
You got it? I can send it to
I do, but I'm not smart enough to run it.
Oh, see Colleen. She'll
see Colleen. She's right there.
Yeah.
Don't talk about
I'll have to get Vicky to run mine for me. I'd like to have that program too. Joe, I'll tell you what, I'll come down and teach you how to build if you'll teach me how to fly.
Flying.
I've been watching you for years, brother, and I tell you what, you need to teach me how to fly.
Flying.
You take airplanes that just shouldn't fly that well and just, oh my gosh.
You just beat them into submission.
I saw you beat the whole field into submission flying a Ringmaster.
Ringmaster, yeah, that's what he's famous for.
And I just absolutely, I said, that guy knows something I don't know.
It's not a secret. I've let other people fly it. You just got to be up on the handle. Bob Whiteley called me one time. Joe, yeah, Bob. Bob here. Yeah, what do you need, Bob? I want to fly that new Ringmaster thing. Can I borrow your Ringmaster flying that Ringmaster thing? And I said, well, I hate to get beat by my own airplane. Oh, it'll be all right. And he said, so it was so funny.
That happened to me once. That happened to me once. I got beat by my own.
Yeah, it could have.
I've done that once. Roy
So he
Phillips
flew
beat
it.
me with my.
He says, I want you to start it, set the needle. I just want to fly it. I said, okay. So we started and he flew it. I put the nitro to it and it was flying pretty good. He says, I think the lines are a foot long. I said, well, they could be, but it's a little hotter now. In the morning, it'll be better. And it's on 56 and a half foot now. Yeah, that's short enough. It'll be cool in the morning. It'll be better. I said, yes, it will. So he flew it and had a good time. It was all good.
One time, Larry Scarinzi was out at the Circle Burger field, and they had a Super Satan out there. And he, I was asking him a bunch of questions, and because I used to fly a lot of combat, and he said, "You want to fly it?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll fly it." So he rolled out a set of lines, hooked it up. I got out there and thinking, this doesn't quite feel right. He launched it. This is like the 120-mile-an-hour Super Satan, and I went out there and did the whole pattern with it. Another good pattern, but I did the whole pattern. He said, "Oh, that." He says, "I landed." He says, "I was hoping you were going to crash it. I put it on really short lines, like 56-foot lines or something."
Ornery rascal.
He wanted you to crash it. Good gracious.
He wanted something to talk about.
But I miss Larry. I miss him a lot.
Oh, he was a
Yeah.
good dude. Oh my goodness.
It was good to know that he was just there and you could call him because he'd make time for you. He was a great guy.
He used to come down here to the shop, and actually, when you got into a project with him, he was like really serious. That wasn't the normal Larry Scarinzi shtick he does. He was serious. And then and we finished doing something, and he said, "Come on, we'll go out to dinner." And Ginger was with him, and my wife, and we all went out to dinner. And he goes, and the waitress comes up, and she reads off the vegetables that they have. They had a whole bunch of vegetables you could order. And he was, as she was reading them off, he went, "Well, okay, this. And when he got done, he says, "What was this one again? What was that one again?" He drove her crazy, but at the end of the meal, he gave her a humongous tip.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he drove her crazy, but
They all loved him at the 12th Street.
oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he got kicked out of a diner in his own hometown permanently.
Oh my, he must have really done something.
He like mess with you. Did you ever launch his airplane for him?
Oh yeah. It takes half an hour to
It
launch.
takes a half an hour to get up
3-minute
with that
flight.
combat ship. He says, "Come here, Joe, launch my airplane." So I got there. He handed it to me and he filled the gas. And then he turned it like this. And he turned it like that. And he turned it back down. And he turned it back up and turned it back in. And I said, "Larry, either you start that or trade places and I'll go fly this airplane."
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, but one of us is going to fly this airplane. He
was
just
fun.
messing with you all the time, turning it, trying to get it where he wanted it. He didn't care a bit. He just wanted to mess with you. It was just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
What a
got
fun guy.
a pull test thing. Then you take that and put it on each line and you go back here and check it. And as you move it different ways to see if it changes on the pull test. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but had one for each line or something.
That's a static load. We're talking about a dynamic load.
Yeah.
Oh,
When it's flying, the difference in handle spacing and overhang and all that makes the pressure change. So you can't just say it takes 3 ounces of pressure to turn. That depends on how far the handle is and how long it is in front of the handle like that.
Balance point of the airplane.
There's a lot going on there,
Yeah.
Well, do you think that when you fly an airplane, do you feel the rotation or do you feel the difference in tension?
I think it's
between the
pressure, handle pressure is what I call it.
Wonder what that is.
Okay, that's the aerodynamic load on the flaps and elevator, I think. What it takes to make
So
it full
you
direction.
feel the difference in force between the lines. Huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rather than the rotation.
I don't know about rotation. I
Well,
could
you
feel
rotate your handle to make the airplane.
Yeah, but when you rotate, I think if you could put a stress meter on this one and this one, when you gave it up, there'd be an ounce or two difference in that or 3.
Yeah.
Sure they would, because Joe, a lot
There's
of
a
times
difference.
when you
Yeah.
pull a square, if you pull a square and you really yank it up, you can watch the bottom line
Go
get a
slide.
sag in it.
That's right.
So there's a differential there.
I don't know how much it is, but I can
Well, I
feel.
can tell you how
know.
much. Well, I couldn't either.
Well, you almost can. I mean, I can't feel pounds and ounces, but I can tell.
Oh,
You know.
I was thinking analytically. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's hard to guess inch moments.
Yeah, I can't tell.
I
I can feel a nose heavy airplane.
I talked about doing that, putting it. I you know these luggage scales,
Oh my goodness.
these electronic luggage scales. I've disassembled some of those, trying to figure out how they work. I couldn't, but Mark Wood sent me some stuff to instrument a handle to see how much difference there is between the lines tension.
Well, there's some
And,
for sure.
I
That's
haven't
pretty, Sparky.
I haven't looked at the stuff yet, but I got stuff to do that.
That's our new shirt for the year.
Well done.
That's nice. That's nice, Sparky. I'll have to order one of those.
I got a new shirt
like
for
it.
Christmas.
Uh-oh.
It's not like that doesn't say anything.
Do I get a free one for supplying the photo you use there?
No.
Dan Winship photo, isn't it? I
Huh?
don't know. Where'd you get it from, Gary?
Kind of send it to me because
Oh,
I need to
thanks,
see what it
Bob.
looked, the color and stuff.
I'm only kidding, Sparky. I'll buy one.
I'm gonna buy a couple of them.
I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap.
Here's a dark one.
Now,
Well, you-
Scarinzi would have tried to beat you out of 5 of them.
He would have. He would have.
I think sometimes
Man, show up in a brand new Cadillac. Oh Lord. Don't get me started.
I'm flying an airplane, I'm wanting to watch it. I give it violent up and down rotations, and I watch the lines more than the airplane. And if the line's slagging or swinging, or like you say, one goes, sometimes you get things wrong. The airplane's turning in and out
You watch
during those violent moves.
You watch the lines more than the airplane?
Yes, I want to see what the
Wow,
lines are
that's
doing.
how good you could fly if you watch the airplane.
I want to see
Yeah.
what the lines
Wow,
are doing during
yeah.
the turn.
Paul Walker was watching his lines or something as his airplane was coming down. He forgot to pull out. That's an early accident with the anteater. He got a new anteater. Looks.
That's the
pretty
one they
cool.
showed the pictures
Turn
of.
it in.
It was in 20 pieces.
He turned the
And in a
anteater,
week. Go ahead.
anteater into a pug nose.
a
Yeah,
week later, you couldn't tell it had been wrecked.
yeah.
It's incredible.
We're gonna have to get him one of those books, just like we got Tom Huff. We had to replace 6 noses for him. Rick Campbell sent him a book on rhinoplasty.
No, that's funny stuff right there.
That's okay. He sent Rick back a book, Music for Dummies. Rick is, ultra fine musician.
Yeah. Yeah, Rick is a
Top
good
shelf.
musician.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Got a how-to tonight if anybody's interested.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
And
Yeah, always interested.
It'd be a really good how-to because I've never done this before. The way I'm going to do it, so it could end up being a complete failure.
It could turn into a how not to.
It could turn into a how not to, exactly.
I doubt that somehow.
Well, Rick Huff and I have been working on an idea for finishing. Always looking to find a stronger, lighter, quicker finish that would hide grain better. And for the last several years, I reverted back to something I did back in the 70s, where I was using, at that time, polyester resin, subsequently tried epoxy resin, to seal the grain to a point because it cures rather than evaporates or dries. Thinking that when you put a coat on and wipe it off, it'll seal the grain. So if you put on a non-solvent release primer, it can't sink either. And then, the object was you could get a very quick finish with no covering that would resist showing grain. Well, it worked to a degree, but not enough, because over time you still see some grain. So went back to trying to cover. We covered with carbon, we covered with silk span, obviously in the past. We want to try a different way with carbon now. What we've done, and I have right here, this is a test bed stab, and I put a coat of epoxy on it, and I heated it, and I wiped it all off. And I have the numbers here.
Are you thinning it with denatured alcohol?
No.
You should.
No. If you're going to I have talked to a chemist about this. He said if you are going to thin epoxy, use what did he say to you? Not an isopropyl, but I forgot the kind. It was a different kind of alcohol. But he said don't thin it. The way you thin it is by
Soaks in. It soaks in if you heat it. I mean,
you heat it. Yeah, it'll become
wet it. You thin it soaks in deep.
Now, people have used alcohol, I guess, with success, but he told me not to do this. It was a chemist. It was also a modeler. Anyway, this stab weight in raw balsa was 43 grams. This was 43 grams. It's fairly thick. Let's see.
That's a light stab.
Well, not really. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, it's a test bed more than anything. This was cut. This was originally cut for Mike Rogers for a pattern master, and then he wanted something different. So I had this hanging around. So I covered it. Well, it was already covered, but I finished it off to use it as a test for this project. All right. So the stab weight raw balsa was 43 grams, and I put a coat of epoxy on, heated and wiped, and that ended up to be 46 grams. That's
3 grams.
The whole thing.
3 grams.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Then I sanded it.
Okay.
It came down to 45.5 grams. Right. And that's where we are now. So here's the deal. I got some of this 5/10 ounce carbon. I got a Frank Williams. I think all you know about the deal he got, where he got a whole ream of it for ridiculous low amount of money. I got about 8 guys together, throwing $100 a piece, and we got, I don't know, like 40 or 50 yards of it or something, for $100. So
That's half ounce?
this is half ounce, 5/10.
Oh, it looks thinner than that.
I know it almost doesn't feel any different than the 2/10, and it doesn't have any sizing in it either. This is no sizing.
It
Oh,
works beautiful.
It works great.
oh.
Now the thought here is to put this on using another coat of epoxy. Brush a coat of epoxy onto the wood, put the carbon in place and work out the wrinkles, and then heat it, and let the epoxy go through the carbon, and force the carbon down against the surface. I'm going to do this one panel at a time, and then the problem with carbon and epoxy is if you try to wipe it, it becomes a squirt. It'll move move the weave around.
Right.
Right. So if you put on just a small amount of epoxy, put it on, and then heat it, and then use a paper towel to wick out all the excess epoxy. Get it as dry as you can get it by wicking it, just patting it instead of wiping it.
Ooh. I'll send you some stuff.
What's that?
I'll send you some stuff. I don't know whether it's applicable to this or not, but it's Teflon with holes in it. Teflon film with holes in it.
Okay. And what do I do with that?
Well, you put it down on the carbon and then you press it with a paper towel and the epoxy.
Oh.
And it wicks it out.
It would
Yeah,
smash
maybe.
that for you. It would
I
smash
haven't
it.
tried doing that, but I got the stuff.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm
You
not
can try it.
doing
You can try it live here
doing
on
it
the hangout.
by patting it with a paper towel. Okay, then we're going to get it and let it cure, and then we're going to do the whole 4 panels. We'll do 4 panels, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to sand it. But the nice thing about this carbon is, I found out when I did it, at least with dope, is that you can actually taper the carbon thickness. You can leave it fairly thick near the root, or you want some strength, double overlap the center section, or maybe in my case out near the nacelles where I put the nacelles on, I want a little extra strength. But you can then sand it and start to see it diminish a little bit. So you're taking some of the weight off and you're thinning the carbon. And
Wow.
at the tips, it almost becomes just grain filler rather than any kind of strength.
A negligee.
Yeah. And then the idea is to put a coat of primer on, which Rick has already done this on a little test panel. And he said it works great. Well, I want to try it myself on something a little bigger. And then we're going to, because we have we know what the area is here. It's the half span is 13.5 inches, total span is 27, Average chord is 2.5 inches. So we have an area of 67.5 square inches. Top and bottom would be 135 square inches. So we're going to be able to, through math that I'm not good at, but Rick is, he's an engineer, be able to figure out for a given size wing how much we're going to add. That makes
How
sense.
much per square inch you're going to gain?
Huh?
How much per square inch you're
Yeah,
going to gain?
square inch we're going to gain. So,
That's good.
so my job is just to be kind of like a how-to monkey here to do this, you know. All right, so I cut a piece of carbon. Now, the one thing about carbon I found out you don't want to do, you don't want to leave a discriminate edge. If you're going to put like double overlap the center section, you want to sand the edge so there's not a hard line, because when this stuff gets hard, it forms a stress riser. Now, this has 2 spars in it, and it probably will never break. But just because I believe in sanding the edge, I'm going to move this down now. I'm not watching the NFL game.
Oh, can't do that.
1 second, let me put some weight on this side. Okay, that does it, right? There you go. That good?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So now I'm going to take, and I'm going to just break this root edge of this carbon with a sandpaper. Just break it so it doesn't have a sharp, straight line. So you can probably see that now.
It doesn't
See
take
that?
much, does it?
Doesn't
No.
take much. No.
It's super thin.
And then we're going to lay that on here, and we're going to overlap the center section. So I'm going to go about 1/2 inch past the center section. Now I got to mix up some epoxy. So you guys talk while I do that.
You guys ever seen this stuff here? Let me make me big here. This is 3/10 fiberglass. Spotlight. I don't want to add spotlight. I want to see here. I don't know what's going on.
I have some 1/2 inch carbon mat stories that are amusing. As soon as there's dead space.
This is fiberglass.
Yeah, it's almost like the same thing as what we're doing, but in glass, right?
Right.
Non-woven,
You
huh?
get, where did you get,
Unwoven.
you get
Right.
that?
I got this from Joe Adamusco.
Did he get it from fiberglass?
I'm not sure.
I've been looking to get some.
It's woven. It's woven, not
No, it's veiled, just like the
okay, it's
carbon.
veiled.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been trying to
That-
find that stuff. That might even be
Hadn't
better.
got strings in it. There's no strings.
No, it's just
Uh-huh.
OSB.
It makes me itch looking at it.
What's nice about it is it's color. It's not black.
Right. That'd be easier to finish over.
Let's see here.
I've been trying to find some of that, Sparky. I'll call Joe and ask him where he got it. Right, so now I'm going to mix up, about 1/2 ounce of epoxy just to have enough. Probably way more than I need. One thing I learned about epoxy is you got to mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, and get a proper mix.
You have a vessel in there, or is it just in your fist? Oh, you got a vessel. Okay.
His fists are a tight vessel.
Yeah.
Then he just rubs his hand on it and rubs it into his hands.
Well, that would be a
Looks like
mistake.
I should put my
Yeah.
rubber
That
gloves
mess in
on.
with your hands.
I'm gonna put
Ooh,
rubber
Lordy.
gloves on now.
Yeah. Put your
Nice
gloves on.
thing. Put the gloves on.
I do that. Yeah, after I got jive on them already, I put my
There's
gloves on.
a product they use in molding that Sparky, you know about that. They lay it on there and it wicks the epoxy, and then they vacuum it after they get it wicked out of there somehow. That's what you're talking about, right, Howard? Something you put on, you
cloth.
smash it, comes through the holes.
Now, wait a minute. See, if you want to bleed that off, you got to have release, and then you put bleeder cloth over the top of it. Because if
Bleeder
you put-
cloth, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say it, but that's
That's
yeah,
what I
one
was
You
talking
got to
about.
have
way to
a.
do it.
You got to have
Okay, so now I'm gonna
release
do.
cloth and then a bleeder. Otherwise, if you put the bleeder on there, it will bind to the wood. Without
Bobby,
a steel
Howard's
ply.
got Teflon with lots of holes in it, I suspect.
Yeah, I got it right here.
And you smash it. I almost be tempted to use an iron And this
Robbie knows about
cast
all
iron
this stuff.
belly. Huh?
Brushing on a coat of Z-epoxy now.
You gotta have this. You gotta have the peel ply on it.
Peel
Peel
ply.
ply, yeah.
This stuff right here, and then you put the breather cloth over the top of that, and it wicks through this into the breather cloth.
Right.
Oh, that dress lining stuff or whatever it is, fluffy stuff.
I'm going to
I forget what you call it.
It's breather cloth.
put this in its cradle. I'm going to lay the carbon in place.
Get the right end first.
Yep.
This
I
stuff
could
right here.
do it wrong if I wasn't careful.
And I'll be careful not to push down too hard here and make a slurry out of it. You move the slurry once it gets wet, it tends to move the weave around. But you can pretty much work out all the wrinkles without doing that if you're careful. And then I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. Try to make it less viscous.
Is that on? I don't hear it.
It's
not
quiet.
very- It is, isn't it?
It's quiet.
Keep figuring out. I can't figure it out. That's the second time he's run a heat gun, and his is so quiet. Mine you can hear upstairs when I turn
That's
it on.
right.
It's the canceling from the program.
Oh,
okay.
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 And I'm just kind of, now I want some to be left in here because I'm going to sand it later, try to get it thinner. Now, one thing I found out about carbon, even the 2/10 variety, is that it has a lot of spring to it. If you try to go around a leading edge, it'll spring back. So what I do is you take and make little tabs, use scissors and cut little tabs, about 5/16 of an inch wide.
Oh.
And that'll take out a lot of the spring.
Well, it's not smart. I didn't. think of that.
Another way to get the right amount of epoxy in there is to put the carbon between a couple layers of saran wrap, put the epoxy in there, and then squish it around until it
Okay. Well,
gets
again,
covered
I've never
uniformly.
done this before, so you guys are seeing my first experiments with this.
All right.
You got if epoxy do the other wing.
I'll learn as I go along.
You'll have to be quick about it. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's not.
Bob, if you find out
My
about that
epoxy's pretty
fiberglass,
quick.
how about let us all know? Because I'd like to have some of that.
Yeah, I will. I'll call up Joe and both go. I think it's from Fiberglass Corporation, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, you Google it.
I'm ogling it. Gotta find the search bar on this stupid thing.
Now, I'm not going to try to wrap the trailing edge. I'll do that as a separate piece because that's square. I'll just let that cure as it is. But I'm going to try to wrap the leading edge.
003 FIBER LASS.
I think it's hard to push it through like that. It's working though.
It takes a little time, but it works. Especially if you wipe it with your hand lightly.
Yeah. I'd end up putting it on the wood and wiping my hand down and trying to rub it out. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
covering. You got to get your fingers in it to do it properly.
Don't forget to use rubber gloves because epoxy is not good for your
Oh my goodness.
blood
Yes.
system.
Either.
Attaboy.
26 results.
It's be dropping down pretty good now.
How about that? Okay.
Takes the spring out of it.
Had you done that before? You look like you've done that before.
Yeah, that part I have done before. You take
Yeah. Okay. You see, you're
That's
cheating.
the
You're
secret
actually-
right there. Getting the glue on the wood first is a better deal.
Oh, look at
Push
that.
it through it. When you try to push
Yeah.
it through there, it tears the material.
I'm obviously have way too much going around the bottom.
But you can take it off.
I'm going to take it off. What I'm going to do is
Yeah.
you can either sand it off,
Yeah.
or you can just cut it. Well, I'm going to cut it down the center. Now, I also recommend using real fresh blades all the time. I change blades sometimes 15 times a day, depending on what I'm working on, and buy them by the hundreds. I buy cases of hundreds. And then you take your number 11 blade knife or whatever, a scalpel or something, and cut right down the center of the leading edge.
Our club president runs the A&P program at a local community college, and we get all the X-Acto blades that were used once by the students.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes I try to sharpen them, and I have a little device, little thing I bought at the Ram show one time, like a little holder that holds them at the right angle and everything.
Oh,
I'll show you that in a minute. I have one of those, and you can just kind
look
of
at that!
wipe off all the excess tabs.
Wow. You sure you haven't done this before? This looks too professional for a first time.
He's just that darn
Well,
talented.
I've done the tab thing before with dope, you know, but this is the first time I've done this.
This is a whole nother thing. Oh, dope and carbon?
Yeah, I was
Dope.
Okay,
Dope
well, that's
carbon works
close. I
beautiful.
guess.
That's close. With dope and carbon, you can take a iron at 250 and roll it around there too for you a little to take a set.
That seems to be staying down pretty good.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm not going to go too much further. I'm going to wrap it around the tip, but I'll sand the tip later. You know, if I don't get 100% coverage, I'm not too worried about it. You know, but that's pretty much wrapped. I'll just kind of cut that.
So you're going to sand that and then add another coat of Z-epoxy?
Yeah, real thin coat, and then wipe it all off. Okay.
That's the one I thin. It's already got a base where it can't soak in.
Yep. Get the heck out of it and then prime it and see what we got. I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'm just showing you what I'm experimenting with.
Yeah, I think epoxy's a better matrix for that stuff than dope.
Yeah. But if you can get it to not move around, you know, like to make
Yeah.
So anyway, there's
Once it
That's-
dries, that backside will
that's
cut
pretty
off so
cool.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Take
Thank
the
you.
sandpaper, go,
I'll let that
Sandpaper.
cure, and I'll just take a sand to one of
Yep.
them emery boards and go along there, and we'll cut it right off.
Yep.
So that's
You got time to do the other side.
well, yeah, but I don't want to mess. I'm not. I'm very patient. I don't mind waiting to have things cured. Do it 4 times. I'd rather do that and get it like I want it than get my finger stuck in the other side and mess it up.
Yeah, you got wet epoxy all over that bench and everything, and yuck.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
Oh, your scissors.
This is a experiment. Tomorrow morning, I'll come down here and I got the heat cranked up to about 80 degrees in here, so
Oh,
it'll cure real well by tomorrow morning. Mike Rogers is coming over tomorrow to make a mold buck for his new pattern master. So
oh,
while he's working on that, I'll cover the other side of this.
say hi. I sent him some spinners, kind of crude spinners a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now the trick is to find some place to set it that you don't put your forearm in it when you lean on it.
How about it?
That's right.
Wipe
Yeah.
That's off the other side. I'll lightly sand that later tomorrow. Anyway, that's my how-to for the evening, and it's the first time I've ever done this particular thing.
That looks good. I don't know how you must have been practicing. No, that's hard to do.
That's the first time.
Get some wax paper so it don't glue to the foam. If you start the foam, you kick yourself in the butt.
It's gonna be all right. What I'll do is I'll just stick it over.
That's right.
I put a weight on it, and it's gonna stick out in the middle of nowhere.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
unless you already have the epoxy on the foam.
There you go.
He's golden.
Anyway, that's my how-to for tonight.
Okay, thank you. I have some half-ounce carbon stories. I one time I was influenced in a bad direction by human-powered airplane people.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
And
Lord.
the Creedy.
no, local guys, and this one guy decided he would build the surface of his airplane out of 1/8-inch slivers of polystyrene foam, the extruded stuff, styrofoam, with 1/2 ounce carbon on either side, stuck on with epoxy.
It's heavy.
And
Epoxy's gonna make it heavy.
well, he went to measures to not have it be heavy, like 1/2 and 1/2 epoxy and carbon by weight, and you do it through between 2 pieces of saran wrap. But anyhow, this led to me making snorts with 1/2 ounce carbon on the surface above 1 ounce Kevlar cloth, and that worked really well. The Kevlar is still awful, but the carbon made a nice smooth surface. I molded that in a female mold. We went to fly the human powered airplane, and I was going to be the pace car. So I drove ahead of him in the pace car, and he was pedaling his airplane, and I turned around and looked, and there was this pile of stuff on the runway. The cabin was sideways. He was lying on his side. It all collapsed, and
Wow. Oh my.
he didn't get hurt, but it was kind of funny. Those
Awful
are my
lot of work.
half ounce carbon match. Right, I still have some of the stuff, so yeah, it's probably.
Frank got us a great deal, a bolt of, what was it? We had 30, I think we got 35 yards a piece, $100. We would put in 800, so 35 times 8, whatever that was. That's how much he got us in one big bolt, and we rolled it out on the table and measured it and divided it between 8 people. Each threw in $100. And
have you talked to Robbie about this stuff?
have I talked to him about it?
Yeah.
He knows I have it. He helped roll it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you. But,
has he had experience using the stuff?
probably.
You know what it's used for?
Yeah, for covering stabilizers.
Yeah. I mean, in
Gotcha.
the real world.
Well, it comes with various concentrations of nickel fibers.
It's used to hold the fibers straight in a unidirectional carbon fiber mat. What they do is they spray a spray over it so that the weave doesn't shift. You know, the checkerboards or whatever. They spray a low tack spray on.
Oh.
You put that stuff on, then they cut it out and then lay it on. 2 pieces.
Okay. Yeah, there's a stealth application for it too. And they looked at using it at work for interior panels and airplanes just for surface quality.
Yeah, you got some of that.
I got 2 big rolls of mat.
It really works nice.
Yeah, so I'm sure Frank can probably get the same deal if a bunch of people want to get together in a little consortium and buy it. Or if you have enough to buy a whole bolt. I don't know what you need a whole bolt for. There's a lot of carbon. That bolt was about almost a foot in diameter when we got it. So
if y'all want to do it, I'll go in for one.
He sold it 2 years ago. I got
2 yards.
I thought it was 10. What was it? I got a bunch of it. I don't know how much I got.
1/2 ounce or the light stuff?
1/2 ounce like that.
Oh.
And it's no sizing in it. I've got other stuff that's got sizing, and I'll almost give that to you.
Got the heavy stuff, but I don't have any of that super light stuff. I don't have much, a little bit.
Well, I got a lifetime supply, providing I die next month.
Yeah. as much as you build.
It goes along. You know, you don't waste much. Those pieces he'll cut off, he could turn around and put that right on the back if he wanted to.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
stuff is
Goes
it
along.
just melts over itself almost. If it's tore, if you tear it, you can put a patch on it. Just blends in almost. It's quite amazing.
Yeah,
Mine
if
won't
you're-
last long because a lot of people visit here and they steal everything I have from me. Of course, I give it to them, but every time somebody comes over, they say, "Oh yeah, I could use some of that." So I wrote, and before you know it, I'm out of it. You know, so
Yeah, I've done my share at your shop. I got the Roy Tranum lead out guides from.
This
Yeah.
is 12 foot of half ounce. And then I got the 0.2 yards up there.
yeah. I think the half ounce is going to work well when you sand it because you can actually kind of see it better when you're sanding.
Well, you can with dope, you put it on and give it 4 or 5 coats of dope and let it dry for 3 or 4 days. And you can sand it and it'll be smooth, but you're sanding half of the stuff off.
Yeah.
But there's still dope and some fibers, black fibers still there.
I
But
use
it's
this
smooth.
double.
It'll be a black pile of sawdust in my experiences.
But I like that idea Sparky has of using the fiberglass because then you can do the whole thing the same way. And then when you're finishing it, you don't have to go over, you don't have to cover black. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I
feel
think you
lighter.
got it.
you know.
Oh, that's itchy stuff.
No, it's not. This stuff
It's
here
not?
is not. It's like paper.
The
It's like
The,
polyspan,
well,
almost
yeah,
like
kinda.
Carpet
polyspan.
is itchy too.
Yeah.
It's
This is
like polyspan.
Yep.
it's
Very
itchy.
much looks like polyspan, but it's
Okay.
light.
Sand that, I bet you.
A story about fiberglass. Years ago, when I was flying glow, we all covered the noses of our airplanes with half ounce glass cloth. Put on with, you know, in those days it was polyester resin. Later years it was the epoxy resin. The epoxy type resin, finishing resin. Anyway, sand it all down nice and smooth. Put the primer on; it was perfect. Put the paint on, perfect. Put the clear on, buff it out. Sand it and buff it. It was like glass. I mean, literally like glass. And you set it out in the sun for a few days,
You can see the weave.
and you can see the weave. Now you hold it up though and candle it. The clear was still shiny and perfect. Well, I talked to a chemist about this, and he says you're not seeing the weave. You're seeing a photograph of the weave. There's some kind of a process that happens when it gets out in the sun that it takes a photograph of the weave and imprints it on the bottom of the clear.
Oh, really? Even though you got paint on it? Oh, the paint doesn't cover.
Yeah,
It goes
you're
through
not
the
seeing the weave.
paint.
You're seeing a photograph of the weave.
But you think the
It's
paint would be
UV.
covering that up?
UV. Well, it is. That's not the problem. It takes a photograph of the weave and imprints it on the bottom of the clear. You're not actually seeing the weave. You're seeing a photograph of the weave,
An image.
an image
Isn't that
on the
wild?
bottom of the clear.
So what was the solution?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never heard of that before.
There's
So
not
the
one.
chemist told me that.
Oh, it's not bumpy. That's
No, it's not bumpy. You
you're
can
just
look at
looking through
and
it to
it's
see that.
absolutely perfectly shiny and smooth. And you look at it from an angle, it looks perfect. You look at it head on, you can see the weave.
Would you see it in incandescent lights in a building? I doubt it. I doubt it.
No, I just noticed it out at the field, and it's only at certain angles too. You look at it from one angle, you don't see it. Look at it from another, you do see it.
So what'd you do to
It's the
not see
strangest
that
thing.
anymore?
So then I stopped.
You can't fix it.
More
I
paint.
stopped.
Lots of paint.
Maybe a silver blocking coat or a UV blocking coat. I don't know.
Silver
that.
blocking. That's not what it is. It's some kind of I can't explain it, but it makes makes a photograph of the weave onto the bottom of the clear coat.
But it's got to get through the paint to do that. If you could fleck
I
that
guess.
paint, well,
Yes. Maybe it's
That's
the paint
just
that's
weird.
the catalyst to do the imprinting. I don't know.
I don't either.
Weird.
Well,
They're all like
That is peculiar.
So anyway,
Oh, begin.
the carbon mat doesn't do that, obviously, because there's no. It's an indiscriminate weave to begin with.
Yeah.
yeah. In the case of putting it over Kevlar, the Kevlar left bumps, actual bumps, and
Yeah.
the carbon made a smooth surface over there.
On Big
That's
Blue, I just
interesting.
use clear. Brushed a coat of clear, let it dry, sanded with 320 at just a kiss, cleaned it up, put another coat, and then sanded that a kiss, and then went straight to primer. And we just sanded. It was just had, you see little lines and a negligee where the low places were. And it didn't have grain for about 6 years, but it did come in after several years. Grain's hard to hide for 10 years on a balsa wood airplane.
Biggest thing that gets me on the nose of an airplane is where you sand through the balsa wood into the maple motor mount. That transition between, you get when you're streamlining the spinner in, you get a transition between the doubler and the maple and then the balsa wood. And that dissimilar hardness jumps,
Can't stand it.
it doesn't matter how good you fiberglass it, paint it, whatever, it'll
It's
be
there.
there one time on the tarmac and it'll jump out and you go, shit.
It's just
Yeah.
the dissimilar woods that you're sanding.
That's right.
They
Bob
don't
Hunt
grow
knows
the
how
same.
to get rid of stuff like that, or avoid stuff
Got
like
different contraction rates of the
That's right.
similar density woods.
That's right. They constrict and reduce different.
One thing we used to do on foam wings, we used to make the light ply spars, vertical full depth spars, and we made them come right up to the surface of the wing. We left them a little proud of the wing, and then we block sand them or take a razor plane and bring them down to the surface of the core before we covered the wing with balsa. And they were perfectly flush. And then you go out in the sun after a few sessions, you'd see a little crease, a span-wise crease, because so what we did was we started putting them subsurface to the core. We put the full depth spar down about 1/16 of an inch from the surface of the core on either side, and then put a balsa cap on it. So we had similar density material running in a span-wise plane, and then it solved the problem.
I bet.
See, I told you, Bob knows.
What I found on how to eliminate those things in the nose I'm talking about is I take my cut saw bit on the Dremel and I lower it, and I'm talking like 30-40 thousandths. I just go in there and grind it out and then put superfill over the top of that before I put my fiberglass on.
Yeah, that
Yep.
works.
Yep.
Howard, you're out because you don't like superfill.
No, I wouldn't use superfill.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I couldn't live without superfill now. That's my favorite material.
Oh yeah.
That's the greatest.
Absolutely love it.
Whatever you're doing, Howard, you're not using it right because it's the best stuff out there.
Well, everybody's got a different thing,
Yeah.
Right.
You guys are, Larry Scarenzi would do something like that. Larry Scarenzi would tell you how good superfill is.
On you. Shame on you.
What do you say? I missed that.
This sounds like a Larry Scarenzi trick, telling you how good superfill is.
A trick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like the one you had last week when I was talking about making the balsa wood more elastic by putting apple cider vinegar in the water.
Yeah.
And you should use balsamic vinegar.
Balsam. That's really good. That was thinking.
That was a good one.
Mm.
And the other one about Paul Walker putting his airplane in his car in the summer to, bake it. And that was his autoclave.
Autoclave. That's his, he came up with that one.
Yeah, but you passed it along. That was funny.
Yeah.
I told that to Robbie, And of course, Robbie then was very analytical. He said, well, that's not really an autoclave. I said, yeah, I know, but it was a joke,
Yeah. You see this new anteater? It actually says AE4 on the wing.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. That's cool.
You talk about
Oh,
that
Lord.
making fun of something. The Kings went in a car to see Jesus. They went in one accord. It was a Honda.
What's that?
All right. I'm just going to say it. Boo hiss.
The Kings, when they went to see Jesus, went in a car. It was a Honda called an Accord.
Oh, okay.
They all went in
All
one accord.
All one accord. Right. Okay. Got it.
Kaz would like that one. Mm. Lordy mercy.
autoclave.
Joe, you gonna be ashamed of yourself on that one.
I think it's great.
Yeah. Oh Lordy. I gotta quit trying to do that.
Texans are leading 7-3.
I don't think you can say that on the, you get
Oh,
in
you
trouble.
can say, you just
You're not
can't show
showing
it.
it. Here, you want to see it? I'll show it.
Yeah,
No.
a lot of people, instead of watching the actual show, will watch Stunt Hangar for the scores. And,
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
Lose a lot of money.
On YouTube,
Not me.
the games are going on. People on YouTube will have the little show where they'll explain what's going on. They won't show the screen, but they'll explain what's going on, you know. And some of them are just hilarious. They get so into it.
Bob, I gotta ask a dumb question. That 3-blade propeller on the wall behind you, is that your world champion prop or
No, that
Which
was
one?
a gift. That was a gift from Shoujo Masuda, who I met
Ah.
at the Worlds in '78. We became good friends, and we exchanged gifts over the years. And
Yeah.
he sent that to me. It's signed by him. Very similar,
Oh, okay.
very similar to the props we use, but not exactly the same. Those were good props.
Yeah.
They ran good.
Comes
Yeah.
Jim Hoffman.
Speaking of 3-bladed props, yeah,
His ears were ringing.
yeah.
Well, I did get my stuff I ordered from Canada, and it did make it, but now I still have not heard from about my timers and ESCs from Igor.
Kia ora,
Haven't heard a
nil
word.
carborundum. Yeah.
Do what?
Jonathan Carrata says, Kia ora, nil carborundum.
Yeah.
Mm.
By the way, here's that. Remember, I was doing those shells for my new twin. I showed those the
Yeah.
other night. Well, I just taped them
Oh, yeah.
onto the airplane. That's them taped on. Make a big spark.
You're big.
Oh,
So
that's pretty.
It is
That
beauty.
is pretty.
we just
talk
That
taped
is
it
about-
like,
pretty.
Think how stiff that's going to be, y'all, when that's glued together.
and this weighs right about 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
And the fuselage sides are just 1/16th.
Now, sides are 3/32 on this one. The other twins I have are 16th. I decided to go a little thicker, but the shells are 1/16th, and I got them coated. You can see inside with carbon,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they weigh. And you know, you're using 16th, which is already lighter than the 3/32 you normally would use. So putting the carbon in doesn't really add that much weight, but it makes them so strong you can't press on this. It's like iron.
What kind of carbon is that? Is that,
That's the 5/10 ounce.
that's half ounce? Your
2/10.
Yeah, 5/10 ounce, and then I put it in.
5/10.
It's 5. It's a 0.05.
What are you doing, Colleen?
0.5.
That is really neat, Bob.
with epoxy?
Yeah, I put it in with epoxy, then I wick out. I heat it and wick out as much as I
Yeah.
possibly can with a paper towel. Here, I'll take off the. Take this apart here.
The hard part is cutting the bottom flush. How do you do that?
Cutting the. I mean, make the bottom of the shell so it matches the bottom of the formers.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I cut it. The mold buck I use has an 1/8 inch. It comes down past the mold, usable mold part, about 1/8 of an inch, and I
Yeah.
slice against that with a knife as I'm taking it off. I take off
Okay.
a couple pieces of masking tape and slice, and then when I put it on the formers and get it all glued up, I take a pen with my thumb against the edge and run down, and I cut that, and it leaves about 15 thousandths. I have to sand, and I put a piece of sandpaper on my piece of granite, and I sand until I hear the formers hitting, and then it works fine. I got a lot of masking tape on this puppy.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
It works fine. You know, then you've tested, this is not fully fit yet. It's real close, but, and then when I do, make sure I don't get epoxy on that. You can see that I got lightning holes in there.
Was
Oh,
actually
you got epoxy on the sides too.
Yeah.
struck by lightning?
On this one, I just a carbon up about 2/3 of the way. I figured the stringer on top will stiffen up, you know,
Yeah.
it's not going to, believe me, when you try to press in on this, there's no way. It's like you're pressing on iron. There's no way this is ever
Yeah.
going to, you know,
Good
get
heavens.
a hard horse look. And it weighs nothing. And of course, what I do is I suck the air right through the fuselage. I put like a jet opening at the back. The air rushes past it, forms a low pressure area, pulls the cooling air through over the battery. Well, in this case, it would be no battery, over the battery, not over the motor, because the motor is going to be up in the cells. And right through the fuselage and out the back.
The question is, how did you get them holes in there? Because you didn't have them in there before you put it together.
I use a sharpened brass tube and put a little backing piece behind them and just going at an angle and be very careful.
Oh,
Oh, you did it at an angle.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Good idea.
oh my gosh.
And then the bottom one, I haven't done the holes in it yet. Well, I could do some holes in that one. That would be a good.
Well, can you do the holes in advance?
I guess you could, but
Yeah.
I don't, because I never know if I'm going to have to size the shell. I make the former grain vertical. So when I measure at each former station to make sure the shell matches the fuselage perfectly, if it doesn't, I have to slit the former and either put a shim in or take some out in order to size it perfectly.
You had a hole in there, you wouldn't have to slice it so far.
If you put the holes in, you know, it's a little more difficult to do that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So here's one without the holes in it. No.
Weigh
Yeah,
that
neat.
and then drill the hose and weigh it again, please.
Okay,
There will be no difference on the scale.
we can do that. I mean, you know, everybody's, this is where lightweight consciousness comes into being.
That's right.
You won't even be able to weigh those holes.
Yes, you can.
But they weigh something.
That's right.
And if you have that kind of consciousness about building, you'll build light airplanes. You know, if you let a gram add up 28.35 times, you've added an ounce to your airplane.
You don't save an ounce at a time. You save grams at a time.
Or grains even. Grains.
Or grains.
Buddy Weeder
7,000
came down here. But I first met Buddy, when I first met him, after all the years he was out, he came down here and wanted to learn how to build, because Storinzi and Batavio always built his airplanes.
They did.
Yeah. So he comes down here to learn how to build. And because he wanted to put the fairings between the fuselage and the flap like they did in the old days. I stopped doing that. Paul Walker convinced me that's not necessary. So I stopped doing that. But he wanted to do it. You know, he's an old timer. So he made the little fairing pieces. You know, they're nothing. They're 1/4 inch by or whatever by 1/4 and tapered. And he says, I'm ready to glue these in. I said, no, you're not. He says, why? I said, you haven't hollowed them. And he looked at me like I had lobsters crawling out of my ears. And I said, this is a lesson in lightweight consciousness. Everything weighs something. So if you take out everything that you can possibly take out, it's going to be lighter than it would have been. I built very light airplanes over the years, and I'm proud of that. But it's all because I was taught by Larry Scarinzi and Red Reinhardt about lightweight consciousness.
I bet you'll weigh it.
Excellent.
It'll weigh something, Bob.
Well, let's wait.
It'll weigh something. It won't be a 1/4 ounce,
And then
No.
but it may be 6 grams. 6 grams.
all right, what I'm going to do here is, okay, it weighs 23.5 grams.
23.5.
I don't know how much carving you've ever done, Joe, but once you got a block, let's say you're down to 15 grams on a block, and it's 3/32 all the way around, and you say, well, I really need this to be 7 grams. You can forget it, because
It ain't there.
it ain't there. I mean,
And
that
it's like
last,
standing clear. You
that
can't
last
count an ounce of
gram-
clear off.
that last gram is just about impossible to get out.
Yeah.
There's little devices here. And of course, we all know you have to sky the inside so you have a sharp edge. Right? And then you can take a file Because if you raise the burr on the outside doing that, it'll make a rough cut. So you just kind of lightly take your file and clean up the outside just lightly. Now you got a sharp edge. Now these are really cool. Tom Huff made these for me. A piece of balsa wood here. Got a piece of balsa wood, and let me get a backing piece. Move it against a piece of foam. I'm gonna have to move this thing down again.
Thank you.
Computer fell out of this thing here. Am I still on? Where am I?
You gotta
On
go
your-
down some more.
Down.
There we are. Now I got to turn it down.
There we go.
Bingo.
Okay, there we go. All right. These are really cool little things. Got a little plunger in it, right?
Oh,
And I go against something like this, and you turn it, and then you go.
Well, ain't that cool?
is this a store-bought thing or did you make it?
No, Tom Huff built these for me.
Tom, you said that. I wasn't listening.
You weren't absorbing.
I
Okay,
wasn't
so
absorbing.
Go in
I
here.
heard
You
it.
use a backing piece if you want, or you can just be careful not to, and you just kind of find a place you want to put a hole, and kind of go at an angle so you don't hit the former in front of it.
The reason why I asked that question is usually when I try that, I end up breaking it.
Well, you got to be careful. You got to have a sharp tool. So anyway, there's the first one.
What if you have a mirror on the
Lock
end of
that.
your laser that would get in there?
Okay, there's the first one. And I'll do another one on the other side.
What was that weight again? 23.5?
23.5, yeah. All right, here's the next one.
It's going to be heavier because he's going to absorb epoxy from his bench.
I got on a piece of foam here that didn't have any boxes.
Okay.
And you can put more,
Excuse me.
you can put different size ones in. You can take a smaller one then and put, something between them. It's got the wrong side. This one doesn't have a punch out in it, but you can.
If he gets an extra gram out of it, I'll
I think
be
we're locked up.
surprised.
I was locked up there for a minute. There. And you got 3 holes in that one.
Yeah, I thought you just had an extra steady hand there.
So
He's having some bandwidth issues.
I bet when he gets down, he'll have about 4 or 5 grams out of it.
No, I'd be lucky to get 1 gram.
yeah, I agree. Probably about 1 gram, but it is 1 gram.
It's a 3 gram.
I'm gonna go with Howard. I say 3 grams.
All right. Well, you guys figure that out.
A free gram, I said.
Oh, I thought you said 3 grams. I
No,
think he's gonna get more than he thinks he's gonna get because he's putting some pretty good holes in there.
You'll be
And
lucky
again,
to get a gram.
Of course, thinking about it, using the balsa wood that Bob uses, 1 gram's probably about right.
if I did something like that, I'd break it and then put 20 grams in fixing it.
All right,
You're
so
not alone.
as I get back a little further, I got the formers get a little smaller, so I use a smaller diameter tubes. This one doesn't have a punch out in it. It's just got a. Take your time; it'll punch it right out.
You could laser some fancy shaped holes there if you knew what shape to make them.
Yeah, I like doing things analog.
Yeah, I know. This is like a step back in time.
Well, I'm from a step back in time. Okay, so we're getting more holes in there now.
This is fast.
What's that?
This is fast. You're doing this rapidly.
Well, it's not rocket
Rapidly,
science.
yeah, well, you know, if you do it a while, it's not so hard. Okay, so now we'll reduce the size of the tube a little more. This one doesn't have a punch out thing.
Jim Hoffman get off? No, he's
Hi
on.
there.
Okay. Wonder where our Bearcat report is.
Hold on.
He's probably hiding.
Want to see how far you want to do the whole thing there, Phil, and then check it?
Yeah, do the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So-
so we'll go to the next one here.
Sparky, I listened to a replay of a recent Zoom meeting, and you were lamenting your foam wheels wear out on pavement rapidly.
Yep.
Mine too. I've replaced countless wheels. So about 2 years ago, I started wrapping them with black electric tape. Just put about 2 loops of black electric tape over them. And I fly on pavement almost all the time, and that's worked wonders.
Well, I got harder durometer foam wheels that John made, but there is a trick to slowing that down, and that's to get some Z-epoxy, soak them in Z-epoxy, and then wring them out, and then put them on the wheel, and that'll stop them from. Well, it won't stop them, but it'll slow them down. They'll last 2 seasons instead of 1.
Yeah.
Will there be loud? Will it be louder when you land?
No,
Because I find the hard wheels usually sound louder, especially if you have wheel pants. It makes like an acoustic thing. It makes the wheel pant like augments the sound.
Oh,
right. Well, these really don't get harder. They just get, on the edges, on the sides, because the minute you touch down, you're going to wear the center off of the Z-epoxy. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not bad.
I'm going down to a real
Like that
small.
tape trick. That sounds cool.
Tape works good. I've even had to replace the tape after maybe 100 flights.
I've got several rolls of black electric tape downstairs. So that sounds like a real good idea for me.
huh.
Okay, so now we got all the holes in.
You
Wow.
don't put them in the front piece.
I'm going to cut that front piece out after I have it in place because the ESCs are going to go back in there a little bit.
Ah, okay.
I'm putting the
Let's see what
ESCs.
it weighs. 24 grams.
All right, so we were 23.5, right?
Yeah.
I
picked
say
all
less
up.
than a gram.
It
Oh, I
picked
agree
all
with
the
you.
oil up from his hand and now weighs 24.
I agree with you. Less than a gram, but these things serve more than one purpose. They're not just for weight savings. They're to allow the air to go through the fuselage.
Yeah.
So whether it save much or not, it really doesn't. I'm putting an extra couple of little holes in here.
You don't think there's
with the
any
wood that Hunt
stacking in that
uses,
fuselage?
I still think 1 gram. I think 3s would be my wood, but 1 gram with Bob's.
Let's see what we.
You don't think there's any
Come on, baby.
stacking in that fuselage where the air is stacking up?
You too, Hunt.
Half a gram.
I'll be
Took
darned.
out half a gram.
Yeah.
How about that?
Half a gram. So to me, that's worth it. Again, because I'm not just looking at it from a weight savings point of view. I'm looking at it as air passage through the fuselage.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
I'll
even
also,
at that, half a gram's half a gram,
half a gram's half a gram. Now, I'll also put holes
Okay.
in all these formers. Pardon me. In the back of the fuselage crutch. Now, I'll take a little more out because these are 3/32. And I'll put holes top and bottom in each former, again, to help pass air through. So, there'll be holes adjacent to the pushrod clearance hole.
Um,
Well, that's a second how-to for the night.
Very neat, Bob.
thank you.
We can learn more just watching. You're cutting up than a lot of people teach us really trying.
Yeah.
See it, that noise helps, I think.
It's fun to do it.
I'm just waiting to hopefully get back down the shop and get back to work on a model airplane here in the next week or so.
I used to build model airplanes. I can do it again someday.
I
Yeah.
still build them. There,
There you go.
Neat,
Groovy.
neat.
There's some holes in the former.
there you
There's
go.
all.
What
Um,
what material is that though?
This,
Is that, yeah. It almost looks like light ply.
it is light ply. This is 1/16 balsa, 1/64 light ply.
Is that for an Outrave Mustang?
No, it's for a Predator, but these 4 holes, that's the take apart fitting.
oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of load going through this piece. That's why it gets
Yeah.
this plywood treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I subscribe to Bob's approach. Every molecule that doesn't need to be there goes. You know.
Yep. You look at every piece and you say, is it strong enough to do the job it has to do? Is it too strong for the job it has to do? Chances are, if it's too strong, it's too heavy.
Makes
there are
sense to
places-
me.
There are places where you shouldn't take weight out, because you're taking strength out.
Mhm.
Put these someplace where they won't get dinged up.
So Sparky, a couple weeks ago, you showed us a spindle sander that is on your Amazon list.
Yeah,
Well, I bought one.
yeah.
Fabulous.
Oh, show us.
Did you get it
I-
from my store?
Well, I clicked on your link, but I have a Prime account, so I bought it through that.
Yeah, as long as you clicked on my link, that's fine.
Okay. But I've always wanted a spindle sander, and I have a little shop. I just don't have room for it.
Yeah,
But that little dude works.
yep,
How much was it, Jim?
$50.
Yeah, I think that's about
For a
right.
spindle sander?
Yep.
Can you
Yeah.
show it?
Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah. I have to put things away.
Hold on, I'll get mine. It's right here.
It's a nice little bench mounted thing that you put into a vise. I wouldn't use
Oh.
it very often, but I'd use it a couple times a year. It's a handy little tool.
I bolt mine to a 2x4 and screw the 2x4 to the bench,
Yeah.
sticking out. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. Too many damn cameras.
Oh, that is just cool.
Oh, yeah. It oscillates up and down.
Yep.
Look at that. Is that what make is that?
So when?
Oh, when? Okay.
That'll be a pretty good one at $50. I will have to put that on my wish list.
Yeah. It's nice.
Rigid makes a nice spindle sander, and it also has a belt sander in it as well.
Yeah, they're about
And it-
$200. So
Well, they're a lot more than that now because prices have gone up.
Mm.
Yeah, figures.
But you gotta remember, there's only one hobby: spending money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll
I mean-
sand down to a 1/2 inch diameter. It's got a 1/2 inch spindle in it. I think the biggest one is 2 inch or 1 3/4.
Oh, it's adjustable or yeah.
Yeah, you
Cool.
can change the spindles.
Yeah.
Sand the inside of the ribs and all that stuff with those.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah. Even before I bought that, I keep a supply of these around.
Yeah.
I've been using these for years.
Oh,
Mhm.
There can
I've
be
got something similar.
yeah, I got that.
Very,
Got a
very
whole
neat.
box of them myself.
Yeah,
There
that
you
was
go.
like mine. Very neat. I just, Jim, I want to see you wear that hat to the field. You're always so serious. I just can't picture you in that hat.
This
Yeah.
this hat is some hedgehog that's in a kid's cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't know about that, and I built a plane about 15 years ago. It had an open cockpit,
Mhm.
and I still do. I'll go to the Target, go to the toy store, and just walk around and look at toys and
Yeah.
find one that I can decapitate and turn into a pilot.
Yeah.
And so the hedgehog won,
That's
and I
funny.
had no idea who this hedgehog was, but my grandkids did. And so this hat appeared soon after.
That's pretty
Doesn't
cool.
Joe Reinhardt do that as well? Doesn't he do that too for his airplanes?
Joe Reinhardt carves Snoopy heads.
Snoopy heads, right?
He's had
Yeah, that's
about
what I do.
3 in his airplanes. I built a Snoopy and he carved one for me. And I know Angelo Smith is building a Snoopy and he's got a Snoopy head. Yeah.
Did you take the scale to the toy store when you and weigh the heads?
Way the
No,
decapitated.
but I pass on the heavy ones.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Bob's gram saving here.
Oh,
Well, you want to be lightheaded.
no.
Oh,
That's good, Bob.
Yeah.
You don't
That
want
was
to tell the
good.
staff what you're about to do. You're going to take this doll and then cut the head off.
And weigh it.
Secure you.
If it's too heavy, put it back on and walk away. Yeah.
Because it's vibration, they don't have to be, they can be weak. You don't want to be headstrong either.
There you go.
Wow, this is it's like Larry Scurnsey himself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta
remember
paint them up,
those.
but
I remember those. I have a few Snoopies in planes myself.
Yeah. Joe, you're
still looking.
muted.
I'm still looking for a good Garfield. I've got several Snoopies, but I have not found a good Garfield yet.
Talking
Somebody
about
sent
Larry
me.
Scurnsey.
I like this guy,
Yeah.
but he's a little heavy.
Yeah.
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 You ought to be able to get Garfields at the Nats. That's where
Tried it.
Davis lives.
Yeah,
That big
that's neat, Bob. I have one of those now too.
Make that big, Sparky.
You're big.
That big.
You're big.
Yeah.
You know, I did
Yeah.
not realize that plane was actually orange and blue.
Yeah, orange, blue, and cream. Metallic blue and cream.
I didn't know that.
And
I've been looking for
that-
years trying to
that-
figure out
that
what color
fuselage-
was the original.
That
And I had a
fuselage
picture.
with the cockpit. Everybody thought
Yeah.
that was carved balsa. That was a clear plastic canopy. He just painted that detail on it. It's pretty funny. That was a gift from Mark Weiss.
And the neat thing about that canopy is it's just a piece of sheet plastic, and the template is on the plan. You just cut it and bend it back in there, and it just fits
But
really neat.
That's not how he did the original. The
How do you do the
original
original?
with a bubble canopy that he just painted the detail on.
Oh,
It
me.
wasn't
Okay.
a round piece of plastic. It was a whole bubble, and he just painted the detail on to make it look like a wraparound canopy.
Oh, I'm a darn.
He cheated.
Yeah. He
Which-
was
which-
the designer. He has designer's
which-
license.
He was prone to do that.
Yeah. Whatever
In a
works,
good-
Bob. Yeah, Bob Galley built at least 3 of those things, and I've been told 5, but I remember 3 of them. and he built it
Remember,
like
whatever
that.
happened, where did he go?
Bob worked for Western Electric and he transferred up north somewhere. I think it's Illinois, but he has a debilitating disease now, and he's not able to fly anymore.
Oh,
It kind of
sorry to
broke my
hear.
heart because I think the world of him. He's
Whatever
the one
happened
that
to
got me to do
Bob?
my first outside loop.
What happened to Bob Harpy?
I don't
Bob
know.
Harpy?
I don't know.
I
Haven't
know
seen
that
him in
John
years.
Ramsden passed away. Ramsden's
Yeah.
gone, right?
hmm We had a whole lot of them in this area at one time, and I don't know what's happened to a lot of them. They just disappear.
Yep.
We lost 3 of them in 2 years to cancer, and it just
Oh,
Tommy and I both just heartsick over a couple of them because great guys. I mean, just really great guys. And you just hear, well, I'm not feeling good. And then next thing you know, you get the notice to come to the funeral. You know, the guy that designed the Tiyasaki, he did not tell us he was sick. He came out to the field and he came out and he had called me to his house. He told me he'd build me a Tiyasaki because he was building them for everybody. He built 200. He built a bunch of them. And he called me over his house. He said, "Bring a stack of wood and come on over. I'm not gonna build it for you, but I'm gonna teach you how to build one. I'll teach you how to build it right." So I went over to Clayton's house, and Clayton always sat down. Clayton didn't sit down all night. He was walking back and forth. I didn't know he was hurting bad. But anyway, I put the plane together, cut the parts out, and he showed me how they went together and everything. And I took it home and finished it. And by the weekend, I had the thing covered and ready to go. I really wanted a TO. So I got the thing built that week and took it out Saturday. He came out to the field and watched it fly. He wanted Kent Teicher to fly it because Kent had flown about every one of them. And he was his test pilot. And Kent flew mine. He says, "I don't know what you did, but that's the best flying one so far." I put the lines down in the bottom of the wingtip. Every one of them flew with outboard wing high. So I put the wires down lower in the wing and it straightened it out. Anyway, Clayton was tickled. A week later, Clayton was in the hospital, and a week later, he was dead.
no. My God.
So it was.
Wasn't he in a
Bad
bad
deal.
motorcycle crash or something?
I don't know. He done a lot of things. He used to live in Milwaukee, and he done a lot of stuff. But he was such a great guy. He was so quiet, and he was another Larry Scarenzi. He bought his cars at the sale for the Highway Patrol. When the Highway Patrol sold their cars, he bought 2 of them, one for him, one for his wife, and that's what they drove. And we all told him we all told him he was just really cheap. He went to an RC sale and we're all building stunt wagon 59s or stunt wagon 60s. And I saw him over in the corner. The guy's got a brand new Vico spinner, 2.5-inch spinner, or whatever the heck it is. I can't remember. I've got 2 of them downstairs and I can't remember. Anyway, he's over arguing with the guy. The guy wants a quarter and he's trying to talk him down to 15 cents. I just handed him a quarter and said, "Here, buy you dang spinner." And I turned around and walked off. But that was just him. He wanted to get a deal, whatever you wanted. He wanted to talk you down a little bit.
What you got, Jim?
Yeah, what do you got, Jim?
So this is one of my favorite pilot heads.
Looks like
Oh,
an
no.
alien.
Oh my
See what it
goodness.
is.
So there was a couple, Floyd and Carol Layton from
Oh, yeah.
Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Turn it a little more. See the other side.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I
gracious.
got ears and everything. Oh my goodness.
So Carol made pilot heads. I've used a couple over the years. This is one I inherited from somebody else. I've always threatened to use it.
Is that balsa wood? Is that hand carved?
No, it's some sort of
Home.
foamy kind of material. It's
11 grams.
This is 11 grams. That's why it's in a box and not in an airplane. But let's see. Oh, here's a similar one with some eyes.
Excuse me.
Oh, peeking. He's peeking.
He's peeking through.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
peeking. Oh my goodness.
I
Don't
like
look,
that.
Ethel.
Yeah,
I've
there-
been in
that
that
is
plane.
cool.
Don't look, Ethel.
Yeah.
So this weighs 12 grams. So the eyes must weigh a gram.
Did you drill the middle
That
out
is
up to
just
the
cool.
neck to save something, you think? Would it save anything at all? It already been a hole in it.
Yeah, you'd have to put a post in there,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
there's not a lot to go get.
Not to go get.
You'll
Yep.
go get maybe 2 or 3, but you're
You ain't gonna get 5.
right. But I've always kept this.
Yeah.
I think that's just adorable.
Now,
Put it in a carrier
Tom-
plane or a scale.
Tommy
airplane.
is
I-
doing me a pilot for my new plane. When I get it, I'll have to show it to y'all.
I do remember asking her if she would make one of if I gave her photos of my daughter, if she would do that. And I think there was a time she would have, but by the time I asked, she was kind of done with all this stuff. No.
That's a shame.
Nice lady. Nice lady.
I think they're both gone now, aren't they?
Very cool.
Floyd is for sure.
The lightest pilots I've ever used are Vacuform Williams Brothers pilots. I take a Mattel Vacuform and I drill the eyes out of the Williams Brothers halves. Yeah, just like those. And I lay them on there and I vacuform it with that old Mattel plastic and they weigh like 2 grams.
Yeah. Yeah. The Williams brothers are mighty light because they're hollow.
Yeah. But I can cut the weight of that even more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
My goodness.
Paint the canopies.
Yeah, it's fully detailed under there.
Hmm.
Have you flown your new airplane anymore? You had weather?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yes. I tried. I did some prop changes. You know, it came with a 13-inch prop, very, very light. And I wanted to try it with a 12-inch Igor prop. So I took about 3 flights, half a minute, 90-second flights, trying to get the lap times in. And I ran into another problem before I really got the lap times right. So, but the one thing that jumped out at me is with the 13-inch prop, the static thrust on the ground is huge. And when you launch it, it's like a rocket. And with the 12-inch prop, that characteristic went away. But then I didn't have the RPM. The fastest lap time I had was 5.5. I was trying to get to about 5.3. So I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
But that's the only flying I've done.
Could you tell a difference in the corners anywhere? Or did you have enough experience to get it even?
I did a couple square loops and a couple triangles, and I couldn't tell the difference. But it really wasn't a fair test.
Right, not yet.
No. And now I got to transition to a glow airplane. We have a Southwest Regionals coming up, so next outing will be fly a glow airplane, fly that Lunar.
That's a dangerous airplane.
It's a dusty airplane. It hasn't flown in a year.
It flies good. That's a dual
Anything-
purpose. You could fly that and expert at most contests and be competitive too. A little contest, not big contest, but the little contest.
Yeah.
Joe, any airplane that Jim flies or you fly is a dangerous
Jim can
airplane.
fly. Jim can fly.
That's what I'm saying. Jim's a good stick.
That airplane's trimmed very well too.
Yeah. Now, next trick I want to try with it, if I can, I want to see if I can replace that carbon Phelps prop with a wooden prop.
No,
There's-
don't do it. Just leave it alone. Leave that heavy prop on there.
The weight difference is significant, and I'm sure the corner would improve.
You think?
But well, I know you've had success. But I mean, that Phelps prop with undercamber holds that motor back really nicely.
It does.
I don't know that the wood prop will. I don't know.
I
Is this
think-
the 10.5 or 10.25? Phelps prop?
The Phelps prop, yeah,
thereabouts.
it's about
We
4
all
pitch.
we called that the magic prop for years. We all used it. Billy and Bob
Yep,
McDonald.
everybody. Get
All
you
those-
rev up 11.5W and balance it. And then don't use it and give it to me.
I like him. He's crazy.
I'm not going to have enough flying opportunity to really do the experiments. I'll probably take 1 or 2 flights, see what happens, and then just go back to the setup that I know works.
There you go. I get it.
Yeah, I had that prop on an Aero Tiger 36 and that Caprice I used out there for so many years. I never changed anything on that airplane.
No.
Left it
Hmm.
for about 10 years. I flew that thing and never changed a prop. There was nothing.
Yep.
It's a great setup.
Yes.
I've got quite a few of those props made by different people. There's a lot of variation in them.
Yeah, Bobby McDonald made them too.
Yeah.
They were good.
And they're hard
That was
to
all.
pitch.
The epoxies takes a lot of heat, in my opinion.
Right. There's a lot of mass to that
I
prop.
think so too.
Yeah.
But you're right, Bob. It's something magic. The way it loads that engine is a nice combination. Works well.
Exactly. The other thing I found that worked on those Aero Tigers is using the little tongue mufflers with a lot of holes in the bottom, and then using a tapping on 440 and using pressure plugs. You could adjust the way the engine ran. If they wanted a lot of pressure plugs, you have very little opening to get those things so they wouldn't have too much horsepower.
Mhm.
And I remember, people looking at that saying, "You can't get any exhaust out of this." So I had like 4 holes open or something, and it ran great.
Oh,
Yeah, it
good.
was super.
He's also flying a 38-ounce airplane.
Wow, where is that?
He didn't need to make a lot of horsepower.
It wasn't 38 ounces, but it wasn't heavy either. So.
No, it was a nice airplane.
Yeah. I found that Aero Tiger responded more to Venturi diameter than
Really? Yeah.
playing with the muffler area.
Mine
Well, I
doesn't.
just followed
carry
whatever
nitro.
Billy said. Billy said, "Do this," and I did it, and it worked. So
There you go. That's as good as it gets, right?
Don't
there.
argue with Billy. Yeah,
I argue with Billy a lot, but not about engines.
there you go. Have you
Yeah, a lot
talked
of-
to him lately, Bob?
Arguments.
Have you talked to him lately, Bob?
Not real lately. He's back
Yeah.
home again, but he had another fall, and he was in the hospital for a while, and he's not doing good.
It's a darn shame.
You were mentioning
He's-
before, Phil. You mentioned Kent Tyser.
Yeah,
There was a rumor going around that he was coming back to flying again. Is that true?
He's talking about it. We'll see.
He's a nice
He
guy.
is Larry Drone is his uncle, and Larry was telling us
another-
that he's telling us he is thinking about coming back, but now whether it happens or not, he has had some health problems of his own.
And he was
He's
in the
had-
cars for a while, right? He was in the Dodges or something.
Oh no, he's had a Camaro. That
Camaros,
was,
I thought.
Oh, Camaros.
it was
Okay.
it was a mint green Camaro, and into some kind of racing where they raced for a measured mile, and he
Huh.
was up around 200 miles an hour with that thing. So I don't know whatever happened, but he's decided that he's through with that and gonna think about coming back to modeling. I hope he does, because
I hope he
Kent's
does.
one of my favorite. He's
Oh,
one of my
Larry
favorite people.
Larry Drum was another good guy.
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, Larry's flying with us now when he can, and he gets up about twice a month. And Larry's a great guy. He's one of my favorite people. One of those guys. If he needs something and you've got it, you just give it to him because he'd give it to you. He's just so nice.
He's a cool guy. He had a nice Tucker special, a white and maroon one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he loaned that to somebody and they crashed it for him.
Oh.
So that was a bad deal, but it's just one of them things. Sometimes it happens. I've loaned 3 airplanes at contests and I got one of them back in one piece. And the bad thing is I loaned it to Roy Phillips and he beat me with it.
There was another guy
So-
down there. A guy, I think his name was Roy Sullivan. Is that right? Do you
Roy
remember him?
Sullivan. No, I don't know that name. But
No.
it sounds
He
familiar,
just-
but I don't.
This goes back into the early 70s.
Roy Sullivan. No, but I remember. I can't think of his name right now. We had a guy that flew a plane called same one that. Oh gosh, I can't. Never mind. I can't think of the name of the airplane either. Little English warbird. Dewatine. And I cannot think of his name, but he's shooting pistols, competitive shooting pistols now.
Adam Meeson had a Diva team too.
Yeah.
Art Adam, big Art had a Diva team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one I'll always remember was the guy from Houston, Frank. Can't think of Frank's last name.
Frank McMillan or Frank Williams?
McMillan. Yeah. No, McMillan. He had a Dewatine at one time. And I don't know how never saw it fly, never heard how it flew, but I remember seeing pictures of it and I was tickled at it.
Oh, he had a
Frank-
Martin Baker. A couple of those.
Oh, I remember the Martin Baker. Yeah, that was I had seen
Yeah,
Keith Trossel's. And then I saw his and they weren't the same airplane, but
Oh,
they
no.
were cool.
Well,
Well,
Trossel
Keith's was a scale and the other one was a stunner.
Trossel
Yeah.
won the scale nationals with his, and it's in the AMA museum now.
That's correct.
That's cool. I tell you, have you ever seen the apparatus that makes the propellers go 2 different directions? It's only for the static.
The contra
it's a-
rotating.
Little bitty gears, and it's just cool as heck. He's a master, man. He's something else.
He is.
Hey, Jim, did you buy that sander on the 5th of January?
Of January?
Yeah.
That's probably pretty close.
Yeah, I made $4.80 on that sale.
Well, good.
Good.
Didn't
Yeah.
cost
Glad
you
to hear
anything.
it.
How much
Glad
did
to
it
hear
cost?
I made $4.80 on that sale. I don't know what it.
What was the list price?
Well, about 50.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
that's-
sounds about right.
I might get one of those. I get it off your site, Sparky.
Yeah, you go to my Amazon. It's in the description. My Amazon store,
Yeah.
and go down and it'll say tools that I use. Some of the tools I use.
All right.
I need to set that store up a little better.
That'd be worth having.
It's hard to get on, Sparky.
No, it ain't. You get on Amazon, you get on this.
You just click the link on Stunt Hangar.
Yeah.
Takes you right there.
Okay.
No, it's a
All
nice, useful list. Now that I know
I'll
you
get
make
on there
money on it,
tomorrow.
I'll make sure
I'll
I
get
use
on there
it.
tomorrow and order me one.
Doesn't matter what you want to order either. If you want to order a battery for your car and it ain't in my store, once you click in my store, everything you order, I get commission on.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well,
Yeah.
On Amazon?
We'll have to start
Okay.
aggravating you then.
we can be helpful.
Maybe we can help keep this thing going.
Yeah, it's called influencers.
I was checking on the F3A Unlimited website today. The little ball links that I use, they're really the best ball links I've ever used. They have them back in stock. They're out of stock for a while. And so if you guys want a really nice ball links, look at the F3A Unlimited They got 440 ball links brass with little stand. They come with each one comes with a standoff if you want to use the standoff. I think they cost about $8 for 10 of them, and they are great. The only thing is you got to tap them with an actual tap. The material is so hard, you can't tap it with a screw. And if you want to use them for turnbuckling, you got to get a reverse 440 tap. So you do the back end with
You go on my Amazon store, I got aluminum ones on there. That's what I use, aluminum. About twice as floppy as them plastic ones.
Oh, aluminum ball link?
Yeah.
Those brass ball links are the best ones I've ever seen. But they're plastic, but they got a brass. I got one right here.
Let me get one of the aluminum ones.
There's a.
Oh yeah, those are plastic.
Yeah, they work great.
When you hold the center, it just falls down your hand. It doesn't stick out.
And if you get them cold, they don't grip like
they don't grip.
I love them.
I typically use one like that in the back and a bigger one in the front. Just because of pressure. Probably doesn't matter, but.
Damn.
Yeah, I put them in the last couple of airplanes. I love them. That's a nice website, that F3A Unlimited website. There's a lot of stuff on there.
I'll check that out.
Say that name again, Bob. F3?
F3A. It's an RC pattern website. And they got tons of control system hardware, all different kinds.
Wow.
A lot of other stuff too. Yeah, look at those.
These are aluminum, and they're super.
Who makes those?
Charlie Chin.
Oh.
I don't know. China. Everything's made in China.
Gator RC.
How about that?
Gator RC, yeah.
Is it Gator RC?
Gator
I
RC.
see a Gator RC, but it's
Pretty
not.
much the same site, yeah. Gator RC or F3A Unlimited. I think they're two pockets in the same pair of pants.
F3A.
Yeah.
These ones here are about $1 a piece. You get 10 of them for $10, I think.
Yeah, about what these are. But they're so much better than what we used to use. I mean, so much better.
Well, like you can buy like rod ends that's got a right and a left at different lengths, even, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like a bell crank. You might.
Yeah, these are RC car heim joints for the suspension. Helicopter guys use them.
Yep. Yeah, they're better ball links than we used to use out there now. Those Dubro ones are just garbage.
That's the truth.
You buy 100 of them, and 3 of them are usable. And then you don't even want to use them.
So they've got dozens of different ball links.
Yes, they do.
They do.
They do.
But only a handful of the 440 variety. So a lot of them are 3 millimeter. Which you could use if you had wanted to.
But I use 3 millimeter.
Are they Seacraft? Bob, are they Seacraft?
Yeah, Seacraft. Yep.
They show a 440 Seacraft ball link, aluminum.
Yep. Aluminum or brass. You can get the brass ones too.
Okay.
They're not bad.
Gator, it says.
I just ordered. I ordered 20 of them today.
All right, guys, it's the end of our YouTube meeting. You're watching on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us what you want to see. Pick yourself up one of them handy or one of them nifty Stunt Hangar shirts. This is the charcoal one.
Do you need to take credit cards?
Well, yeah, it's Teespring.
All right. Yeah, I'll order.
I think I'll get a yellow one. I learned my lesson. We had the shirts printed for our club and we all got dark blue. They came in 1st of August and we all decided to wear them to a meet. Good Lord, we all about burn up.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's the end of the meeting.
The